The first topic we'll be examining today comes from You Won't, who suggests that the Cleveland Cavaliers resemble this year's iteration of the 2015 Atlanta Hawks, known for being an elite regular season team that had no chance at winning a championship. The Atlanta Hawks of 2015 represented a team that demonstrated high-level basketball without featuring a true superstar on their roster. Meanwhile, the San Antonio Spurs throughout the 2000s earned a reputation for their strong yet unflashy team play. However, they had all-time greats like Tim Duncan leading them, resulting in several championship victories. In contrast, the 2015 Hawks played a similar style of basketball to those Spurs teams but ultimately proved to be somewhat of a fluke. This season, the Cleveland Cavaliers may not possess the most formidable lineup on paper, but asserting that they have no chance at winning a championship is merely careless, and I strongly disagree with the comparison to the 2015 Hawks. Currently, after 37 games, the Cavaliers boast a record of 33-4, representing a win percentage of 89.2. They are nearly on pace to equal the all-time season wins record, similar to when the Warriors set their record. Even if breaking that record appears realistic, achieving 65 wins this year would still be an incredible feat, confirming that the Cavaliers are undeniably a legitimate contender. It's amusing. Since the Cavs re-established themselves as a playoff team, their identity has been firmly rooted in strong defense, consistently ranking among the league's top defensive units. However, this season, everything has come together for them offensively, making them the league's highest-rated offense. Darius Garland is demonstrating unprecedented confidence in his career, while Donovan Mitchell remains one of the premier shooting guards in the NBA. Evan Mobley has made significant strides offensively while still being recognized as one of the league's elite defenders, and they maintain a position as a top 10 defensive team. The defending champions, the Celtics, justifiably hold the title of favorites until another team can dethrone them. Meanwhile, the Thunder in the Western Conference are thriving, even without their full roster. The Cavaliers, however, definitely belong with these two teams in the upper echelon of contenders. The next topic for discussion today comes from Banana, who asserts that Jimmy Butler will not truly benefit any potential trading team. He argues that recent star acquisitions often result in more drawbacks than advantages, suggesting that savvy teams on the fringe of contention should focus instead on bolstering their depth rather than pursuing an aging star. The Jimmy Butler trade saga takes another turn this week as he faces suspension for conduct deemed detrimental to the team. Also known, Ash has been voicing his dissatisfaction too loudly and too openly regarding his current circumstances. Butler, for lack of a better term, has had a somewhat controversial career, as this isn't his first encounter with contentious trade requests and conflicts with his front office. He's also been among the top playoff performers over the last 5 years, yet it's equally true that he hasn't managed to lead his team to a championship ring yet. Now, at 35 years old, he is far from playing at his peak. There is some validity to the original viewpoint that going all in for a star player can backfire and hinder a team's progress. However, using that as a blanket statement for every team is where I cannot concur. Yes, in many instances, teams near the top of the standings would be better off holding on to their assets and making wiser spending decisions to possibly acquire an impact role player or two. But there are certainly some teams eager to compete now that urgently require star talent to provide their primary option with assistance. The Golden State Warriors exemplify this situation, as Steve Curry is in dire need of another playmaker alongside him due to a severe lack of on-ball creativity in their roster, and even Steve isn't enjoying his best season. Jimmy Butler possesses a competitive spirit that few can match, especially in the playoffs. He routinely ignites that passion and showcases his finest abilities, so in some instances, taking a chance on acquiring that level of talent is justified, even given his age. Finally, the last opinion we'll examine today is from 507, who asserts that, in the long term, Amen Thompson will become the best player on the Rockets, not any of the current leading players. The Rockets are this season's major surprise, sitting in second place in the Western Conference standings after a few years of rebuilding. Last season, they narrowly missed securing a spot in the play-in tournament, so a reasonable expectation before the current year would have been for them to contend for one of the lower playoff positions. However, they're disregarding that and jumping ahead of everyone, propelled by a motivated young squad eager for their initial experience of playoff basketball together. Veterans like Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks are guiding the team, establishing the atmosphere, while young talents like Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green serve as their leading scorers and most skilled players in many respects. Nonetheless, Amen Thompson might truly possess the highest potential among them, and he is just beginning. When Thompson was selected 4th overall, his remarkable athleticism and explosiveness were recognized as being genuinely within the top 1% of the entire league. And that has not been an overstatement at all, since his athleticism has proven to be a crucial asset for this Rockets team. Throughout the entire season, he's among the top rebounding wings in the league. His speed is rivaled by very few. He excels defensively thanks to that explosiveness, and although he still has much to improve on as a perimeter shooter, he can consistently score because defenders struggle to stay in front of him. Alperen Sengun is such a distinct offensive talent that I firmly believe he will become an all-star soon. While Amen Thompson's shooting might slightly impede him overall, Thompson is destined to be one of the top two-way wings in the league for many years to come, injuries notwithstanding, and at 21 years old, he's continuously showcasing that potential. So, it's certainly up for discussion whether he will become their best player, so to speak, but he will undoubtedly be exceptional regardless. And with that said, that's all I have for you today. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments on the opinions discussed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.